two types of people in this world. You want to know what type of person you are, all you need is a party popper, right? Because there's one type of person in this world, they'll set up a party popper and they'll be like, woo, party time! However, there is another type of person, and you know who you are, right? Because you will set off a party popper, and your first instinctive thought will be, someone's going to have to clear that up.
I have to say, I was kind of intrigued about the kind of the description of your next stand-up routine, which is that there'll be no sex, no swearing, no adult jokes. Isn't that half or three-quarters of what all stand-up comedy is about?
So this is kind of a show that I've run through a brilliant production company called Laughing Horse through the Edinburgh Fringe, and it is a mixed bill of multiple different comedians coming, doing stand-up, with no sex, no swearing, and specifically no fun. And this is meant to be just making comedy more accessible to families, but also to people who just want something that is, clean. And you know what? I think it's really interesting, your question, because I genuinely think it makes a comedian work harder. I genuinely think that if you chuck in a swear word or if you talk about something a little bit blue, people are more inclined to laugh because perhaps it does deviate from societal norms, so it's a little bit cheeky. And I think it really shows the kind of nads of the comedians that are on the bill in order to make people laugh without crossing those boundaries.
What attracted you to take part in this particular performance?
Yeah, well, you know what? I think it's a really good question because I've been doing comedy for a while now, and there are brilliant people like James Acaster, who actually, if you watch him, doesn't really swear. And most TV comedy has to be fit for broadcast, shall we say. So I think when you get higher and higher up the chain, I think you do have to really sort of censor yourself a little bit more. And I started doing all of these, what they call pick of the fringe. They're just best of the fest at the Brighton Fringe, at the Edinburgh Fringe, at the Leicester Comedy Festival. And then we just decided to try one that was, I also do kids shows as well. So it kind of sits in between your best of the fest and your kind of kids shows. And the uptake and the interest was absolutely off the scale. And also from people that you wouldn't expect as well. So it's not all families, it's not all kids. It is just like actually sort of teenagers that are in couples that are like, this is kind of interesting. I want to see how you make that possible. And, sort of young professional working couples. So it was just something that accidentally came about doing different compilation shows and sort of seeing if there was an appetite for it, which subsequently there seems to be.
You said that there's an appetite for it. Is it a bit of an untapped market, do you think? Clean comedy?
I genuinely do. And I'm sure there are people who are going, oh, back in my day, oh, this is censorship in comedy. You can't say anything anymore. And it's not really tugging at that thread. It's more, if anything, trying to challenge the performers in order to do something that doesn't talk about, sort of, let's say, physical relations, but also swearing as well. So, yeah, I really do think it is not only an untapped market, of which there is a huge audience for, but I also think it kind of helps the performers go a little bit further and harder as well.
Do you think there will be some kids who come?
Oh, definitely. There always are. And that's the fun because I don't want to give away too much, but you kind of try and get the kids involved. And one of the things that I really like doing as well is, especially having done the kids shows, generally I found that kids will laugh at stuff because the adults will laugh at stuff, and adults will laugh at stuff because kids are the stuff. So you kind of create a lovely little gang. And I think that's really nice. And instead of talking down to the kids, instead of being like, what are you doing at school? And they're like, mate, I'm 19 years old, I'm at university, sort of thing. Then actually just treating them like other parts of the audience is really good fun. If anything, I quite like patronising old people and treating them as toddlers. I think that's more fun.
Let's have a look at the flowers. Have you got them on you? Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, come here. Come here. What is that? What is that? That's not a present, that's assault.